Thione Niang is a young Senegalese American named by Complex magazine in 2013 as one of the 10 young activists who are changing the world. Mr. Niang's job titles include entrepreneur, motivational speaker and mentor. To that list, he's most recently added author. Well, earlier he told me about what inspired his newly released book entitled Memoirs of an Eternal Optimist.
What we can do to make sure that we work in our commonalities, not on our differences, and how we can build the bridges with our young people that we have across the world today, whether they are in Saudi Arabia or in the United States or in Africa or in Europe, where we are today. With my organization, we're doing the same thing.
Speaking of young men, speaking of young men, because I think your story is very interesting. You arrived in America age 20. You say you had just $20 in your pocket.
That's correct.
How have you managed, when it seemed that the odds were stacked up against you, how have you managed to come out on top?
As many immigrants, when we come to America, usually many of us came with almost nothing. A heart full of dreams and aspirations. And then you come in a country where you don't speak the language, you don't have the family members, you don't also have the family support that you need, and also the cultural differences, the shocks. Everything was against me, as it is for many immigrants in the United States. But in America, everything remains possible if you are ready to work hard, to put work behind your dream, to make sure you make it a reality. And that's what I did. I started with cleaning tables, small little jobs, until going to college, finishing college. And then I decided I wanted to get involved in the American political system. When I got in there, I went to work, starting again from step to step. This is my message to young people there. They have to understand that success comes with time and patience, but hard work, but not overnight. You have to make sure you work and take the steps necessary. In politics, I started with cleaning tables until working with President of the United States of America, which is President Obama.
Who at the time was senator when you...
At the time when I met him, he was senator in 2006. When I was a campaign manager for a senator named Senator Shirley Smith in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio. And from that meeting, actually, I believe that this guy here might be the next president who we need to connect America, but not only for few Americans, but to represent the America that everybody shares. And then I went to work in 2007. I worked for him as a community organizer from the ground up. And then after that campaign, I went on in 2012 to be a part of the campaign staff again, national co-chair of Gen 44, which is the under 4-year-olds. And then after I finished the campaign, something inspired me to share that experience with young people across the world in 2009, when he invited all of the staff members to talk about how we're going to use that energy now to touch young people, not only in America, but globally. And I was thinking about those millions of young folks who will never have that opportunity, but also are going through the same difficulties and problems that I went through growing up in Africa, and I created this organization for that. To give
in addition to that, working with somebody like President Obama, helping out on that campaign, you're also rubbing shoulders with other types of stars, Akon particularly, and it's an initiative called Akon Lightning Africa. Talk us through the essence of that project.
Through my Give One project, I invited Akon to every year in September I bring 100 young leaders in Washington, D.C., and leadership programs in the White House, in the State Department, in business institutions and governments, to give them those tools that I was missing on leadership, but also to build their confidence, to show them that they can do it. President Obama, myself, and all of those people who did it, they're just human beings like them, but they dreamed and they worked hard. But through that program, I invited Akon in 2013, and he came, a very humble guy. He came to join me on the program. And after he saw what we're doing with the young people, we decided, both of us, to team up to do something for our home continent, Africa. Both of us being from Senegal, we started the Akon Lightning Africa, two of us with Samba Bachili, and now it's touching millions of Africans. We have 600 million Africans without energy, and today is our fight on the ground in 14 countries, making sure that people have energy in the continent.
Thione Niang speaking to me in the studio a little while ago. Well, you are very much up to date. That's it from your Africa team. Coming up next, more international headlines. Do stay tuned.